to classic songs, but we're going to be skating to the live performances from Chicago! I have wanted to do a show with Chicago for years, and so I'm so glad that this day has finally arrived. So let's get the party started. Please welcome Chicago!
Longevity in performance. Chicago has been performing over 40 years and they have 25 platinum albums. And they are still a great band and they look like they're still having a lot of fun doing this. And speaking of someone who is still out there performing, and he looks like he's always having fun. Brian, how are you doing?
I'm having fun, but you know, maintaining a long career definitely has its ups and downs. I mean, the ups are like being here in Bridgeport for my 13th year of the Brian Boitano Skating Spectacular.
Good job.
Yeah. The downs are dealing with injury, which is, tonight I'm dealing with a knee injury, and the doctor said that it would be a couple months, but that's why I'm not able to jump for you tonight. So I'm out there giving it my all, and I'm really happy to be here.
Well, we're glad you're here.
And speaking of longevity, the guys behind Peggy here have shown the world how to perform for decades. So please welcome them back, Chicago and Stephen Cousins. World champion Yuka Sato skates next to a classic from Chicago.
When we started out in the late 60s, we were essentially a show band. We worked all the clubs, all the upholstered sewers in the Midwest, and did top 40. And the covers that we did were mostly R&B and soul music covers, Sam and Dave and Four Tops and Temptations, etc., because they had horn sections. And pop music really didn't have that. So we emulated the R&B acts and then discovered our own voice. Then once we discovered our own voice, we started getting fired from all of these clubs because they didn't want to hear what we had to say. They wanted to hear the top 40. That didn't bode well for us believing in a long career. And here we are 40 plus years later, and we pinch ourselves every day because little did we know that this music that we did in fact write all these years ago would stick to the wall and become timeless and multi-generational. We look at a typical audience and there's people from 10 to 70 and they all get it.
40-year career, you guys have probably seen everything. So are we setting a benchmark for you tonight?
Yes, you are. You know, we have seen a lot, some we can't talk about, but a lot we can. And really, this is such a nice melding of a sport and music that it's the first time we've ever done anything like this, and we sure appreciate you having all of us, all of you.
So you get is it the same vibe at a skating event as it is when you guys are on the road during one of your concerts?
Yeah, pretty much. You know, we rely on the audience to give back energy. We put out some energy, they give it back, and that's the magic of the show. And now with you guys dancing and showing us all that athletic ability, it doubles the effect.
All right, yeah. All right, so up next is You're the Inspiration. Any stories about it? Can you tell me any insight on it?
Well, again, there's things like Walter mentioned that we can't talk about. In this case, you guys are so inspiring, and this song is probably applicable to all performances in terms of being inspired by the audience, etc. But ladies and gentlemen, we have trouble making these parts. We're so fascinated by these people on the ice. How about it?
All right, well, please welcome Alyssa Sisney, Yuka Sato, and Kimmy Meisner with You're the Inspiration. See you guys. albums in 5 decades. It's Chicago performing next.
There's no leader in this band. There's no frontman focal point. It's a band, a real band, and it's all about the music. And the music is the pull that keeps us wanting to do this year after year. If we focus on that and we make that as good as we can make it, there's no time for egos. You know, we've been hiding behind the Chicago logo for all these years, and we still have a personal life, relatively speaking, and it's kind of cool. We can enjoy the fruits of our labor and still have a personal life. So it's really cool.
So you're enjoying it. Yeah, our next skaters, I know they're one of Peggy's favorites and one of my favorites. Marie-France Dubray and Patrice Lauzon skating to Color My World. Chicago performs next with professional champions Elena Leonova and Andrei Kavalko.
We started out being sort of like a jazz rock band, at least that's what people called us, and that was because of the presence of the horns. But, you know, really, it's just a rock band with horns. And it's really good songs, and most of the musicians, except for me, are fairly accomplished.
I'll say that.
I'll tell you that's one thing, he's very modest, but you know, we work at the craft as well. From the day we got together, we enjoyed playing. but still now, I think we enjoy it more than we ever have before because we can see that we still work at trying to make it the best we can make it.
We're so fortunate to have a job after all of these years, and one that we work at every day, that we don't take it for granted, and just work as hard as we can to make the best music we possibly can, wherever we are in the world and everything. We're very, very lucky human beings.
Elena Leonova and Andrea Valco.
Chicago sings a classic while I take the ice when we come back.
The best of Chicago, 40th anniversary edition. 2 CDs featuring 30 top hits, spanning Chicago's remarkable 40-year career. Celebrate 40 years of hits. The best of Chicago, limited edition 2 CD set at a great price. Available now.
The Brian Boitano Skating Spectacular.
Brian Boitano.
Take away the biggest part of me. My friend Maurice has led an active social life. A very active social life. Maurice?
Yeah?
You like Peter Cetera?
No. But they do. Yeah, the ladies love Cetera. And if you love the ladies, by default, you love Cetera.
So, I love Peter Cetera?
You got it.